Good morning,
millennials.
Oh my God.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Sorry, I fucked that up. Should we start over?
No.
Okay, we're just so authentic.
We're so authentic, but what was that about? Actually, the other day, this week, I found myself kind of like flubbing GMM also.
I don't know. I was like just going to say good morning. I don't know what came out of my mouth. All that to say, like, I'm not okay. It's the end of the week, you know. I'm malfunctioning.
You're not on a high for the end of the week, the latter half.
I am. Obviously, I was thrilled.
Friday high.
I was thrilled to wake up hearing the news that it's Friday. But, you know, it's not Saturday. Like, it's still, like, a day of work.
Yeah.
You know?
But we have everything ahead of us.
Yeah.
You know, we've made the argument that Friday's even better than Saturday because there's
the
so
hope
much to look forward to.
No, that's true. I don't know what, like, was wrong with me. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Jax. How you dern?
I'm darn good. I feel like this week, for me at least, went by really quickly and was a really enjoyable, productive week.
That's fabulous. It was a productive week, too. I do feel like it went by really quickly.
Yeah.
And that's always good.
'Tis.
It's like Ferris Bueller once said, life comes at you fast. What's the end of that line?
Something
if you
about
blink,
blinking.
you might miss it.
Yeah.
Classic Ferris.
Classic Ferris. Not sure it's the quote for the day.
Oh, you don't think?
No.
Oh, you don't think it accurately represents what we're going to talk about here today?
No, the sentiment that we're sharing, which is like, it was a good productive week.
But life comes at you fast, Jax.
I guess this week came at me fast.
That's what Ferris was trying to say.
Got it. Thank you for speaking on behalf of Ferris.
That's what I do. We've got a great show today. We have our long-awaited Dear Toasters segment. You know, the week just, you know, got away from us.
It was nice to see how much people were
Fanfare.
craving it, and for people to miss Dear Toasters and to question where is Dear Toasters. And today's the perfect day for DT. So far, it's quiet. Stories are light. Like, it's Dear Toasters Day.
Agreed. I've got some great submissions. No updates this week because nobody gave us any.
Because everyone's doing well.
Right, and it's summer. You know, we're approaching summer. Summer. We're approaching summer. Like, people are busy living, you know.
Everyone's doing well.
I think that's
no
great.
update is, as much as I love to hear how people are doing, I take it as a good sign.
Well, today's kind of like a crazy day for me. Like, almost a beginning of a new journey.
Which journey is that?
Let me tell you. I bring my laptop to work every day. It is truly the bane of my existence. It's so heavy. I live pretty close to the studio, but I often take a cab just because I can't carry this laptop. And I don't know why it took us so long to think of the idea to get a laptop for the studio that basically just lives here. And we got it yesterday, and we set it up yesterday. And today's my first day. I walked to work lighter than air. Oh my God, I might as well have been floating through the streets. Like, it was such a quite literal weight lifted off my back.
It's crazy that
we never thought of it.
Yeah, I feel like we have thought of it. For a while, I was the one who used to bring my computer, but I used to bring a MacBook Air, so it wasn't that crazy.
So if I look like lighter, that's why.
Okay, you do look light.
I feel this sort of like angelic, weightless presence.
I would say that you embody an angelic, weightless presence.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Kevin. That's enough.
Do you like my shirt?
I do. Luke Combs merch.
Do you know where I got it?
Amazon.
I was watching this program, Amazon Live, with these two sisters who were really so wonderful.
Jax.
They really made you feel like you were a part of their family.
That's so sweet.
And I was influenced to buy this t-shirt. It says Luke Combs.
Oh, also speaking of sisters, I watched our episode of The Toast from yesterday when I got home. I don't always do it, but I felt like yesterday's episode was worth rewatching.
Okay.
And my God, like, I did not shut the fuck up. Like, I felt like I was on Adderall. I just had like a lot to say, and it had been like about Scandival, but it also had just been like a crazy busy day in general, and I was late, so I felt like I had to like take a dump verbally. And my God, I did not shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I actually listened to the episode, not watch. I listened to the Scandival portion because Zach was like, what'd you guys have to say about it? I was like, why don't you just listen?
What if you just put in your headphones?
And it's like, overall, I don't know what we had to say about it. You know, like, what was
we
our
didn't have like
takeaway?
a takeaway or like a hot take per se, but it was just content that needed to be broken down and highlighted. Certain parts.
He agreed with you about the Sheena conversation was really powerful.
It was.
Yeah. He was like nodding along.
He should go back and watch old episodes, like when he has free time.
Of Vanderpump?
Yeah.
He's kept up through the years. So when this happened, he knew exactly what was happening.
Oh.
And weirdly, this season, before the news dropped, he was watching this season every week already. Like, he had caught the first episode and was like, oh, this season's good. And so we started watching it together. And then when Scandival happened, we were already on the same page of enjoying the season. and now we've enjoyed.
That's fabulous. It's bringing people together.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So we've got a great show today. What are the stories? Tell me a little bit about their background.
I would say they're of the Friday variety. We're, closing the loop on a few stories, some follow-ups to other things that we talked about throughout the week, and then just some general randomness.
To me, those make for the best episodes.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Like, there's so much pressure when there's like a big story we got to break down. But today's like a low pressure. It's Friday. Who cares what we're talking about? And I think that feels great.
That feels right.
That definitely feels right.
Much like a redhead's rating.
Oh, I wanted to update everyone on a conversación we had with me. Was it 2 weeks ago?
It was 2 to 3 weeks ago, or 2 to 3 months.
I feel like it was 1 week ago.
Or 2 to 3 years.
I really don't know.
What was it?
When we were talking about, our teachers.
Last week,
I did reconnect with Miss Shinebine. She heard our cries. She commented on our Instagram, and we had a lengthy conversation. I was sending her pictures of like Harry. She was like asking how the kids were. She's like, how's Olivia? I sent Michaela and Levi. It was a really good catch up. She has like a ton of kids. She's still a teacher. She lives in Israel. Like, it was great.
That's so great.
Yeah, closing the loop.
So that's a pro of the work that we do in discussing our teachers, and it comes with the cons, the inevitable cons about other teachers hearing things that you said about them that just make you want to die.
What the toast giveth, the toast taketh away.
Yeah, but you should share the positives.
Yeah, and you know what?
Outweigh the negatives.
We made a new toaster. I guess she hadn't heard of the toast over in Israel. It's fine. I'm not offended, Miss Shinebine. And she said she's been listening to it on her commute, and she just loves it.
What would the toast in Hebrew be called? The lechem?
Lechem means bread, not toast.
Lechem.
Cham. Warm bread. Let's actually look it up. How do you say toast in Hebrew?
Oh my God, lechem cham.
Lechem cham. I mean, I like that better. Oh, there is like a full word. Harmat kosit. I don't like that.
Lechem cham.
Halechem cham.
That's beautiful.
Jackie, that's beautiful.
Oh, well, I think we should get into everything.
I have really not much to catch up with you on.
People need us in Dear Toasters, and we've got to get there.
We've got to get there.
Yeah. So without further
ado,
here are the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And today's Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by State Farm. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create a plan that gives you options, so you get an affordable price. And it comes with a lot of benefits, like the coverage you want, a policy that helps you cover what's important to you, and of course, an affordable price just for you. So what State Farm is basically trying to say in, more words than this is that insurance is personal. Some say more personal than comedy, some say more personal than food, and some say more personal than poetry. I mean, Jax and I, have you ever met more similar girlies in your life? And even we require such different insurance. Jackie's a homeowner. She has 2 cars. I have nothing to my name, but I still require insurance. That's just how the world works. Personalization means that you have the power to choose what you want to include and what you want to leave out. It just feels better that way, and why shouldn't insurance work like that too? That's what the State Farm Personal Price Plan is all about. You can choose to include options like building your home and auto policies. That means you'll get the coverage you want at an affordable price just for you. In the end, you'll have a policy that gives you exactly what you want. And doesn't that feel better? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Wow.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That was the best one yet.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the best it ever went. Call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm personal price plan. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary. Again, you can call or go to statefarm.com today, create your State Farm personal price plan, and stop being general, start being personal. Today's episode is also brought to you by Manscaped. Summer's coming, and if your man is ready to unveil his beach bod, or if he's not, our friends at Manscaped are here to ensure that his body is ready for the wild with their game-changing grooming and hygiene products. Don't have your man be the guy at the beach with the Austin Powers chest hair, and if he has a little winter dad bod, the least you can do is make sure he smells nice and is well-groomed. It's time to get your man ready for Hot Boy Summer by going to manscaped.com, and for 20% off plus free shipping, use code TOAST. So Manscaped products are really fabulous. They've got you covered year-round, but we got more skin showing. We're headed to the beach. Some of us are going to Ibiza.
Ben can't be wearing his sweater.
Right. It's really hot, So here's some of the products that we love from Manscaped, especially for the men in our lives. They are dedicated to helping men level up their full body grooming game with their Performance Package 4.0. So that kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 4.0, which is a waterproof cordless body trimmer. And they also have a ton of other liquid formulations to round out the grooming routine. So whether he's trimming his chest, the treasure chest, this is the best trimmer on the market. Their trimmer features a ceramic blade designed to cut hair on loose skin and to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. And you know what? What's so great about Manscaped is like it's so great. They're going to want to be using it all the time, and you're going to be the one like having to clean up the sink. And I think, you know, that's a fair trade-off. You know, you're getting a gorgeous chest, gorgeous balls, and you're also sweeping up the remnants of what they left behind. And I think that's okay.
That's really sweet of you.
But they've really got everything. They've got nail clippers, tweezers, grooming scissors, really everything. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code TOAST at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with code TOAST at manscaped.com. Also, Father's Day is coming up. This is also a great gift. Like, it comes with like a really nice travel case. Like, it's like you don't have to wrap it. Like, it's all in there. Having the right tools for grooming is essential. Do yourself and your man a favor by helping him upgrade his self-care.
Yeah, thank you, Claudia.
You're welcome.
Okay, our first story, circling back to a top story from yesterday, Harry and Meghan's car chase, quote unquote, story is kind of unfurling.
Okay.
Harry and Meghan are demanding the photo agency give them footage of the chase, and the agency is firing back. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are trying to put the squeeze on a photo agency that claimed their freelance paparazzi who followed the couple Tuesday night were not, as Meghan and Harry claimed, highly aggressive and didn't cause a near collision. As we stated, Backgrid released a statement saying that their people and freelance photographers were not in any way acting dangerously.
Nefariously.
Maybe nefarious is subjective. Is it nefarious to take someone's picture without them wanting it? You know?
So they're saying they weren't acting near catastrophically.
Right. So Harry and Meghan's legal team fired off a letter to Backgrid Photo Agency, claiming in part that they need the agency's footage of the chase to shore up their own security, adding, quote, "We hereby demand that Backgrid immediately provide us with copies of all photos, videos, and or films taken last night by the freelance photographers after the couple left their event and over the next several hours." Backgrid's lawyer has rejected their demand, saying in a letter, quote, "In America, as I'm sure you know, property belongs to the owner of it.
In America.
Third parties cannot just demand it be given to them, as perhaps kings can do.
Woo!
Perhaps you should sit down with your client and advise them that his English rules of royal prerogative to demand that the citizenry hand over their property to the crown were rejected by this country long ago. We stand by our founding fathers."
Wow. Okay. I mean, they took liberty with that statement, although they're not wrong. You can't just demand, and it's not like they were asking for the footage for like a legal case. They just want it to tighten up. And yeah, like it would be nice for Backgrid to hand it over so that Meghan and Harry can know what went wrong. But by no means are they required to, by law, at all.
No.
It would just be nice. Like, yeah, oh, I need this. Can you help me? Yeah, sure. But like to send a threatening legal letter is probably not the best way to get what you want.
No. And like demand, there's no
requirements.
There's no reason for them to demand, like have to give it over to them. I also wonder why we haven't seen the footage, since there's been so much like, you know, they said, and Meghan and Harry are saying the paparazzi were acting in a dangerous way, and Backgrid is saying like, no, we weren't. Like, why not just show us what happened?
Yeah. I also just think it's a weird tactic because at the end of the day, like Meghan and Harry are asking for something from Backgrid as like a favor. They really are not legally in any way required to hand this stuff over. So to send like a stern letter from a lawyer, maybe they thought like intimidation might be helpful, but this is like a big company and they have legal teams of their own. I just don't know if that's the best tactic to get what you want.
I also feel like if there were like a high-speed chase in the city with, you know, cars driving on sidewalks.
Pedestrian footage.
There would be so much pedestrian footage.
That's actually really
true. Especially over the course of 2 hours. But then a New York police source said that the ordeal from like when they left the Ziegfeld Ballroom to when they got home was like 20 minutes.
Oh, the report said 2 hours.
Their report
That what we said
hours.
yesterday.
I'm sure it's somewhere in between the two. Also, when we were talking about it yesterday, I totally forgot where Ziegfeld Ballroom was, and I just assumed that they were downtown because like everything's downtown. It's on 54th, and then the precinct that they were
66.
at were 67th, and then they were going a little more uptown. So like,
no, yeah,
there's no room for a long.
Right, that whole, probably from Ziegfeld Ballroom.
Less than a mile.
To where, no, because 20 blocks is a mile, depending on where they live. I'd say maybe like 1.5 to 2 miles. It's really not enough for a car chase. And of course, knowing what we know about the city, you really can't physically create a car chase.
Right.
Without
like truck.
running into a garbage truck, a parked car, a building, a restaurant on the street. Like, there's really no way.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest story.
It's a weird story. A lot of people are like poking holes in it, and, you know, saying that they think that it's been fabricated and exaggerated and it's a bad look for the Sussexes.
I also don't know why they're continuing it. Like,
yeah,
they really shouldn't have. I don't know why they really want this footage to the point where they're going to send a letter. And now it's like creating another wave of news and more people coming out saying this and
they
that.
look like just so entitled, like, give us your footage.
Yeah, no, it's not a good look. And the liberties taken in this statement are quite funny. I'm not going to lie. In America.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really just giving like Revolutionary War vibes, you know, the Brits versus the Americans. Who will win?
Who will win? But what about, like, they took all this footage. Why? What are you going to use it for?
No, and by the way, Harry and I think Doria or maybe one of their security guards. Like I saw pictures of Harry like with his phone sideways, like he's filming a Patreon video. Filming, so they have their own footage.
Yeah, also there was a source that said, I don't know which camp, not Harry and Meghan's camp, I don't know if it was like a police source or someone else that was saying that actually their security was acting in a manner that was more unsafe. Like the way that they were trying to like navigate the situation was causing more calamity.
Well, that's definitely a takeaway for me, that whoever's in charge of security for Harry and Meghan like isn't doing a great job, because again, taking them out of an armored vehicle and putting them in a yellow cab is in the midst of what they said it was a high-speed chase is such a bad call. So maybe that's why they want the footage, to like see what went wrong. But like they need a new director of security operations. That's what I'm thinking. A new DISO.
Yeah, there is a video here of their cab.
Is that like a paparazzi footage or bystander footage?
I think paparazzi.
See, this is so bad. Like
this is so bad.
Their windows are complete. They're leaving like they've left Harry and Meghan so vulnerable in an untinted window.
So vulnerable. Imagine just sitting there. Their flashbulbs are going off. This is at TMZ that they have this.
Oh, so
and like they're just sitting ducks in this yellow cab.
No, it's a terrible idea. Whoever put them in this car, and that's actually like a security threat. Like that, I understand them feeling unsafe. Like that's such a dumb idea.
Yeah.
I wonder what was going through the driver's mind at this time. Like he stopped at a red light or whatever.
Well, he spoke on it.
No, I know, but is he thinking like I'm going to be a star? You know, he's probably just picks up and drops people off every day. There's probably like a monotony to it. And then one day a princess gets in his car.
It's probably nothing like picking up Keenan.
It's probably nothing like, and you know who would never have put them in danger? Keenan's Uber driver.
Yeah, Uber drivers.
But specifically, like the one that I spoke to, who like really.
I thought you've had multiple.
I have, but like the first one, like he spoke so highly, and that's why I've been on like alert for Keenan every time somebody else brings him up.
Got it.
Do you feel like I should tell that story? Like people know what we're talking about? I think they know.
Okay. Also, we have a Patreon episode, Claudia's favorite stories.
Yeah.
Where since now, like we cite the stories, but we don't go into them because it's been established.
So repetitive.
She's talked about them a number of times. We have a Patreon episode where we went through a list of like maybe 20 stories that Claudia likes to cite, and she tells the whole story.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help her.
It's a really good episode. Patreon.com/toast. And also if you head over there, you'll see my vlogs from the Eras tour, from my trip to Dallas for the ACM Awards, like really kind of premium.
She's been like on a vlogging.
Premium filmmaking.
We're actually supposed to film a vlog today.
Yeah.
I hope that we do that. I don't know if we'll do it directly after this episode, but I'll come by later to do it.
Sure.
It's going to be really cool. I'm going shopping in Claudia's closet for maternity clothes.
And I've like really needed to clean out my closet anyway. So like I'm really looking forward to getting some of this crap off my hands.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
And then we could go shopping to supplement.
To fill the holes.
To fill the holes.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our next story?
I am.
Miley Cyrus has a boyfriend, and she's detailing their meeting. But they've been dating for a long time, and just never either of us realized.
Okay.
Miley Cyrus details meeting boyfriend Max Morando on a date that was blind for me and not really for him. So she is on the cover of British Vogue, and
Looking
the
stunning.
singer-songwriter detailed the story of how she met the fellow musician. He is a drummer in the band Lily.
Unfamiliar.
Well, it's Lily. Lily?
Lily. Lily. I think that's how it's pronounced.
She said, we got put on a blind date. She was first seen hanging out with him in November 2021 at the Gucci Love Parade fashion show in LA. She said, well, it was blind for me and not really for him. I thought the worst that can happen is I leave. The publication noted that Miley received a call from Max midway through their interview. Her ringtone for him is Erykah Badu's Tyrone, on which she commented, I call that boyfriend sexy ringtone.
Okay.
1 month after the fashion show, the pair were photographed getting close backstage during her Miley's New Year's Eve party as they held hands and danced to the
How
music.
did we miss all of this?
I don't know. And this is like over a year. And then in March 2023, they were at the Versace show together in LA, which like we just saw all that. Was poppin'. Missed that again.
It's probably because, like, not to be rude, he's like a nobody.
But she's a major something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Every relationship she's been in her whole career we've known about.
So true.
And it's not like she's been hiding from us.
No, she's been clearly very public.
Literally, here's them in 2021.
Damn, they kind of look alike. Maybe it's because, like, if I saw a picture of that, I would have thought it was one of her siblings because she has so many and they all have long hair.
Or just like a friend. And the picture itself, like, isn't giving
relationship love.
Romance. It's kind of just like, oh, we're both dressed in Gucci for the show.
Well, she wasn't on my list of singles, but, like, I did think about her as, like, a single person, so I just need to readjust my mindset.
But now, like, that they have all this years of relationship under their belt and we're just hearing about it now, like, I'm really happy for her. And I feel like
maybe she'll get married.
I can appropriately ship, like, knowing that this is real.
Right. There's, you know, they have a track record. It's been a long time. History.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You and me got a whole lot of
history. Oh, we could be just like, when is One Direction going to get back together? Like this hiatus? I'm starting to think it's not a hiatus.
But you don't love Harry Solo?
I do, by the way. But I don't think I love Harry Solo
than One Direction.
More than I ever loved One Direction. And the music is just as good. Like One Direction music, I'm sorry, I will literally, this is like a point I will take to my death, is some of the best music ever made. Like the song we just sang is so good. Mm-hmm. Midnight Memories. Like all their songs are good songs and I will fight anyone who disagrees with me. And all of Harry's music is really, music for a restaurant.
But you don't think Harry's music is better?
I think they're honestly equally as good. I know that's like crazy to say because Harry's is more critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would consider...
But Harry's is like more mature
right.
and artistic. I agree with you. They're equally as good, but I think that's a hot take.
Is it? I think One Direction's music is some of the best music ever made. And I think actually as we age it gets better. You would think it's like teeny bopper music, you know, it's music we liked when we were 6. Like, no, it's fucking good. It's not like the most deep shit, but it's good pop music. Like it makes you dance, it makes you shake your ass. It's good.
Yeah. It's more than that though.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not like the most deep lyrics.
So it's not surface lyrics, or it is?
It's a little surface lyrics.
It depends on the song.
Yeah,
but then they tried to go deep with little things, and it's like,
stop talking about my cellulite.
Go back to the kiddie pool, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to One Direction for like introspective lyrics that will make me rethink, you know, my identity. But that's not the only thing that makes good music.
No.
I like the beat. You know? Mm-hmm. So I forget the point I was trying to make when I was...
I don't know how we got here from
Miley.
You and me, they have history.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And it's not just a hiatus.
Yeah.
Wow, that was like a deep tangent. It happened so quickly.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a fluid train of thought that we could trace back.
No.
Because we broke out into song.
We got off track.
We broke out into song and it just kind of disrupted the whole thing.
Right. But that's really the story. Like, she's on the cover of British Vogue. She has a boyfriend named Max. And they seem happy. Maximilian.
Do you think that's his full name? Maximilian?
No, because his name is Max with 2 X's. Max
of Italy. Very cool. He's obviously like a purveyor of language and linguistics.
No, and like this is so Miley. Like he's artsy, never heard of him, but he exists and he's like in the scene and great.
Yeah, and like I don't really need her to have like a gangbusters, blockbuster relationship because that was Liam and it was really good while we had it. And knowing what we know now is like it had its problems, of course, but she went through that era and she can settle down with a nobody.
And she gave us that, you know?
Yeah, she gave a lot.
She gave us a lot.
And even after, like we got a lot of music years later.
Yeah, so I don't feel like she owes us a public relationship, a high profile relationship. Like she gave it to us.
Yeah, I mean, I am still shipping like Hannah and Jake, but like it's okay.
But not Miley and
Jesse.
Cody.
No, Miley and Jesse, the brunette.
No. What's her last boyfriend? Cody.
No,
Simpson.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about Hannah Montana, like the characters.
Oh yeah, no.
Which Hannah Montana love interest like were you?
Well, Jay Graham was the one.
He was, but he cheated on her, remember?
No, he didn't mean it.
At a party, and like Oliver got a picture on his flip phone.
It's Hannah and Miley and Jake. Like she had Jesse and she had the others, but he's OTP.
Oh, I really felt OTP was Jesse. I mean,
No.
she wrote Smooth talking.
He wrote he could be the one.
Yeah, I guess I
he
meant
wasn't.
like he wasn't. But I like if I was
But he
Hannah,
came pretty close, like considering he was so different from her.
I just now that I never thought about this before, but like the fact that Jake Ryan like was the one for her, like I actually don't agree. I didn't like him.
I just feel like he was one. I don't know why.
No, you're totally entitled to your opinions.
Who did she end up with?
I think you're right,
Like,
Jake.
But Lily.
Right. Like best friends forever.
Yeah.
We stand Jake. No, Jesse. That was confusing.
Not really.
Jake and Jesse.
Jake Ryan. When you say
Jake Ryan.
Jake Ryan.
Yeah, he's a first C, last D.
Yeah. Are you ready for our next story? Some more romantic news. Because Jeff Bezos has been on his $500 million yacht with his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez.
I saw.
And it appears that there is a bust of Lauren
Yeah, he had like a statue created of her.
on the vessel.
Yeah. And that's why it's 500 million. I feel like it maybe would have been 400 million.
Without that.
The bust.
No, I mean, I can't even see a whole picture of the whole ship.
Yeah, there's
It's
like a
so
zoomed in
fucking
paparazzi
big.
drone photo.
No, but like, here's the ship. There's a helicopter
It's so big.
and a helipad. It's so big. $500 million. And so there's this statue. And I guess it sort of looks like his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez. But is it?
No, I think a lot of people would consider this odd. And it is. But for me, I feel like immense relief. Because Jeff Bezos is clearly all in on Lauren Sanchez. Like, it's been years. He has a bust. And it's like his embarrassing text messages were leaked all those years ago. And it wasn't for nothing. Like, if anything, seeing this weird, testament of his love in the shape of a statue made of marble makes it all worth it. We read those humiliating text messages that got leaked to National Enquirer by her brother, I think. And it was humiliating, and everybody mocked him endlessly. And at least it was for true love.
Yeah.
They're going strong.
They are going strong.
And it's nice.
And it seems like they have a lot of fun. They really enjoy their circumstances.
She's age appropriate, which I think a lot of, the top 10 most rich men in the world who end up divorcing their wives don't always go for the age appropriate girl. So I think I have no choice but to stan, honestly.
Okay.
I'm happy for them. She's not the obvious choice,
Yeah.
It's nice.
No, I don't know that I ship on the vessel. Because I just don't care enough. But I do think they're like a solid, legit couple who is very much in love.
You don't ship on the vessel, but do you ship the vessel? The boat itself.
Like it's kind of ugly.
It's kind of ugly. And like, I just want to be honest. Like, I really don't feel like you need to spend $500 million on a boat. You know me, I'm like excess of everything.
Of course.
And I want the nicest boat ever. Like the nicest boat ever, like the $100 million one, like isn't enough. Even the $100 million ones have heli.
Yeah. No, I
pads.
don't know why this one is so expensive.
It looks like a pontoon, by the way.
Yeah, and I think it also has sail.
It's just
It's
a sailboat.
a sailing yacht, which is, I think, actually nice. You don't like. It's a nice feature to have because
Right.
if you run out of gas, like
It's unnecessary,
You're still
but-
mobile. No, I think like it's pretty smart.
Like a backup emergency plan if the vessel fails.
Yeah,
You can always just put the sails up and get to work.
and set sail,
Quite literally.
quite literally. But yeah, no, it's a crazy boat, and so I just need to
right.
understand like what it has that the other boats that are so crazy don't have.
I just think
well, I guess
for-
it has her.
For me to think that your boat is like a little too much, like, and I really,
More is more.
More is more with me. I'm not one of these like eat the rich people. Like, yeah, go. I think you've crossed a line when I think this is too much.
Yeah.
Cause like I've seen, people go on boats and, on Instagram, they're like, oh my God, look, this is one of the, and it's like a $200 million yacht. 500?
Yeah.
Why? It's not even your house. You use it on vacation, what, a couple times a year? The $100 million one's not enough?
It costs $25 million a year to run.
Right.
It can accommodate 18 guests
That's it?
and requires a crew of 40 sailors. So I guess there's like 60 people on the boat.
Okay, and how much like dead ass does it cost to build a cruise ship?
Ooh.
Like,
Like Carnival. How much?
Yeah, like the new
does
ones,
it
Celebrity
cost
Cruise,
to
they're always-
build a cruise ship.
I feel like they always announce like their new feature and they say how much it costs.
Okay, today's newest cruise ships can easily break $1 billion, although construction costs can vary widely depending on the ship's size. In fact, almost all cruise ships with a capacity of over 3,000 passengers cost over $750 million to build.
So he's in like the same budget as a boat that's carrying 5,000 people?
3,000, yeah.
Whatever. Like that's, I'm sorry, call me crazy. I'm eating the rich. This is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Having said that, I would not turn down an invitation on the boat and maybe get a front row seat to the bust itself.
To the bus itself. Let's get back to the bus. Is it her or is it just a funny coincidence?
No, it's her.
I think it's her too, because most of these busts, we actually just read a book for the redheads. It was about
Bust making?
it was about the woman who inspired all the busts that were made in like the Gilded Age. They're all over the city, like, you know, MetLife building. Like she's called Angelica in the book, and she's just a perfect specimen of a woman. All the sculptors used her as their like muse fit model. Exactly. And this doesn't have that vibe of like the Greek.
No, she looks like a modern woman.
She looks like a modern woman named Lauren Sanchez.
Right. There are no like statues made of like unknown people that aren't like giving physiques. Like they have curves and imperfect breasts. Like they're older standards of beauty.
They're older standards of beauty. There's no hair extensions,
right,
or lip filler, implants. Yeah,
no, it's totally her. I think it's a really sweet romantic gesture.
Yeah, that's like a nice gift to get for your partner when you are a multi-billionaire and they have everything, and like you just need it to be thoughtful and expensive.
Yeah,
and it's like, here, I had a bust made of you, and I'm putting it on my yacht, and that's how much I love you.
Yeah, like when you're that wealthy, you got to get creative because there's really only so many Birkin bags like that can fit in a closet.
Right, that's a regular Tuesday that you can get a Birkin bag.
Right.
But so a bus comes around every once in a while.
And what we know about Jeff from his leaked text messages is he's actually quite the romantic.
Yes. And he just wants to get drunk with you, a little drunk.
Yeah, and read the newspaper with you.
Exactly. And I'm sure they do a lot of that on the boat.
I'm sure that they do.
The boat is called Koru.
Spell it?
Koru. It's Maori for the loop often found on silver necklaces, which symbolizes new beginnings.
No, I don't like it. If you had a boat, what would you call it? Mine would be called the Turdy Loo.
The Turdy Loo sets sail.
Right. Guys, be at the dock at 6. Turdy Loo sets sail.
Yeah.
At 0600 hours. What about you? The Roldini?
No. Oh, that's cute. The Rold is a nice name.
Yeah, I feel like on Below Deck, like all the boats have 4-letter names.
Yeah.
Arrow.
It needs to be something like poetic, not so obvious. Just like a nice... beautiful word. What are words we love?
The wench. That's
Period.
It. Period.
The wench.
Wenchy Lou.
The wench is making her maiden voyage.
I got to be there for the inaugural sail.
Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Dixie D'Amelio was taken to the hospital in an ambulance after feeling faint. Dixie D'Amelio was hospitalized on Thursday after feeling faint at work. An ambulance was called, a source tells Page 6, and she was treated at the hospital for dehydration and is now feeling much better. We're told the 21-year-old singer still planned to make it to the D'Amelio footwear launch event, which was scheduled for Thursday evening despite the medical incident. And sure enough, she did show up to the event in an all-leather look just hours later. She wore a black bandeau top and matching maxi skirt with her newly platinum locks slicked back into a ponytail. So here she is at the event looking gorgeous after having just been in the hospital.
It's giving like Elvis.
It's giving overworked.
Yeah.
Let the girl rest.
Yeah,
clearly
they're still
something's
so young.
going on. Like, I'm sure she's okay, but you don't just like go call an ambulance and go to the hospital
for something any day.
Like, like
you have to be extremely run down.
Right.
And I don't really feel like, you know, footwear is like an important, like I feel like she could have skipped it.
I'm sure this was a big launch for them. D'Amelio footwear. It's
it came across my TikTok yesterday. The dad made a TikTok and I looked at the account. I'm like, D'Amelio footwear? I must have missed a chapter. But obviously it's like a new thing.
No, it's right now. The chapter starts.
They're doing a lot.
They are.
Like as a family. Where in the world is Addison Rae?
She's been posting to IG a little bit. She got booked for another movie with Ryan Reynolds,
I know, but like she's so pulled back.
I know. I'm just trying to support her.
Me too. And I actually think ultimately it'll be a good thing for her because like, you know, it's a slippery slope to like overexposure. And honestly, it feels like the D'Amelios like might be headed that way. But like I just worry for Addison.
I know, but I just trust that she's doing what's best for her. I really do.
Okay.
And she seems okay. And every time she like pops up, she's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the D'Amelios do a lot, but I think it works for them. Like they must sell a lot of Hollister and a lot of shoes and a lot of coffees and ring lights. Like, because here we go, Addison.
Another one.
Addison footwear. D'Amelio footwear.
Yeah. Well, wishing Dixie the best. Take some rest.
Yeah.
A break is okay.
A break is okay. Please rest.
Please.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
Yeah.
Starbucks is changing the type of ice that they use in drinks. And people are in a tizzy over it.
Why? I don't feel particularly... Are you talking about shape?
Shape.
I don't crave... I think Starbucks ice is a weird shape. Are they going cubed?
They're going nugget, which is better.
This is huge for the community.
It is huge, but people are upset. They think it's going to melt too quickly.
That's a fair concern, honestly. I have a nugget ice machine. I love it. I don't find that it melts really quick, but scientifically, it's smaller. I get it.
Yeah. In a statement to people, the coffee giant announced its plan to begin changing the ice used in its signature drinks as part of a multi-year rollout starting this year. Quote, as we continue to innovate and make investments in the Starbucks experience for our partners and customers, we are introducing new machines that make nugget ice to select stores this year. Customers who have tried nugget ice in our handcrafted ice beverages during testing had a resoundingly positive response. Many stores will not see the change this year. The company is prioritizing stores that have a high volume of cold drink orders. So I guess
hot locations.
States, yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like if they tested it extensively, I think melting would obviously be a concern when it comes to a focus group on ice. So I feel like there was no merit there.
That people's concerns are that they're melting?
Yeah. I'm sure they looked into it. This is I know it sounds so stupid what we're talking about, ice shape, but for Starbucks, it's huge. This isn't
they produce so much ice, and ice is weirdly extremely personal.
Of course. What's your favorite shape?
I'm not a huge ice girl. Actually, I guess sometimes
ice can be really dirty.
I know. Yeah. Also, I don't like ice in certain drinks because it does melt inevitably. I don't want a watery Diet Coke.
Oh, I like ice in my Diet Coke, but I don't like ice in my sparkling water. Some people do. I think that's weird.
Me neither, because it's I'm just mixing sparkling and flat.
With flat, yeah.
Maybe if they made cubes made of sparkling.
That's a great idea.
That's also there's ice talk where people have all these varieties of ice.
Well, it's really smart.
Iced coffee ice is really smart, but there's not enough time in the day.
Right, but people who actually make ice cubes out of iced coffee and then use that in their iced coffee so that if it melts throughout the day, it's completely fine, is they're living in the future, those people.
They are.
But they also have insane amounts of time.
Insane amounts of time. And then people have different shaped ice for the different glassware that they have. And
that's nuts.
And then they have color, flowers in their ice.
Yeah, no, they lost me there.
Yeah.
But the coffee thing actually makes sense. I would do frozen Diet Coke. That's a good idea.
Frozen Diet Coke?
Cubes.
Oh.
For my Diet Coke.
How would that work?
Does Diet Coke freeze? Yeah.
Yeah. But we should try it.
100%. Patreon.
Yeah. I wonder what compelled them to change the ice shape.
Right. There's nothing special about their ice, but maybe they want to be special. I think a lot of people if I am going to get a soda and there's a Chick-fil-A and a McDonald's, and I'm just getting a soda, I probably would go to Chick-fil-A because they have the crushed ice. Well, not crushed. Nugget.
Yeah.
And it just makes the experience more special. It really does. It's so stupid, but it does.
Right. And I feel like maybe people would drink the drinks faster and then get more drinks.
And I know a lot of people think this is gross, but there are people who are ice chewers. People finish a drink and then finish a cup of ice too. They chew on the ice throughout the day. So if you're an ice chewer, nugget ice does elevate that experience.
They're doing it for the ice chewers.
It's possible. Maybe that's not the whole reason, but they definitely factored in the ice chewers.
Yeah, I think it's exciting change,
I know. I love...
That doesn't, it's not when they put those lids on the cups where it's you're actually...
That was destructive.
You're being harmful.
That was destructive to the community. I don't think it would be the worst idea for them to offer both ice shapes.
Yeah, but they can't. They already people customize their orders so crazily. Right. These races, they need to just have one ice machine. And it needs to be, the assembly line.
I think the personalization of coffee is what draws so many people to Starbucks. They have so many different...
Agreed.
And if they put ice in there...
That you could have it be personal, but people take advantage and they get carried away and it's not right. It's just a coffee and it's just Starbucks.
I wonder what Heather Dubrow thinks of this.
Because
she was in the hexagonal ice.
She probably doesn't think it's elevated enough. She probably doesn't go to Starbucks whether they... she
probably has a barista who lives in her basement.
100%.
Cool.
Well, this doesn't affect me. I don't go to Starbucks.
Me neither. I use the ready to drink.
I had one this morning, but you know what? My ice wasn't right. My ice machine makes these huge cubes.
By the way,
it was sticking out the top of my cup. I just leave it there.
The cubes that come from a traditional refrigerator that are almost like a half moon shape.
Half moon.
Those are the worst types of ice shapes.
The refrigerator companies should be changing their ice.
You know, a lot of new Samsung refrigerators make nugget ice. It's like a reason a lot of people are getting new fridges.
Damn, I mean, I got a new fridge recently in Florida, and I didn't even think of that.
Damn.
And then there's smelly ice. And then there's smelly ice.
I remember like many, many years ago, this like big expose in the New York Times came out about ice like having fecal matter in it. And from here on out, like as a family, we never used ice at restaurants anymore.
Okay, sorry. There's two separate things. Like there's the fact that ice weirdly is so dirty and like because people stick their hands in it,
Yes.
especially at restaurants and in public places. But like I have a nice freezer.
Yeah,
I don't
your
put
freezer
anything
at home is safe.
I don't keep anything crazy in it, but my ice can get smelly. And then you have to clean out the entire freezer. I was Googling it. You have to take everything out. You have to wipe down the whole freezer because it's like the smell of freezer goods starts to penetrate the ice. It ruins every drink.
So I actually use my ice machine that like sits up on my counter, not in the refrigerator. And that also needs to be cleaned, but it's just a water take. It's actually not hard to clean at all.
Yeah, that's
It's nice.
better. You're living an elevated experience.
Yeah, I mean, I did spend $500 on an ice machine, but it was an anniversary gift that Ben got for me, which was actually like one of the better gifts I've gotten.
You and Ben are like Jeff and Lauren.
Who's that?
Bezos.
That is so nice. My ice machine was from Amazon.
$500 ice machine, $500 million yacht.
Get you a couple who could do both. Mm-hmm. So those were the Fast Five.
Yes.
And you were right. There was an element of randomness to them.
General randomness.
But I have no complaints. You did a great job. You're doing great, sweetie.
Thank you.
But the show's not over. Don't fret, because finally the long-awaited Dear Toaster segment is coming up, and it is brought to you by Lululemon. Lululemon shorts were made to stretch, flex, and support the infinite ways of working out, giving you the courage to leap into something totally new and unexpected. So they've got a ton of shorts at Lululemon, ones that are really tickling my fancy, specifically the Hottie Hot short. So they're a short with a comfortable range of motion and a really flattering fit. So the Hottie Hot short allows you to max your stride so you can move freely with confidence. Their lightweight, swift fabric lets in airflow so you can move without baggage. They also have the Wonder Train short, which is the short with supportive stretch that also keeps you dry. They're powered by an Everlux fabric, which is the Wonder Train collection, manages heat and sweat so you stay comfortable and focused. So what's great about the Wonder Train short and a lot of the Lululemon products is their sweat wicking and quick drying material. The breathable Everlux fabric absorbs moisture, wicks sweat during even the most intense training. Also, the stretch is really supportive. It's a streamlined design that offers extra support so you can do whatever you want to do without interruption. They also have men's shorts, the Pace Breaker short. It's a versatile short that is up to any challenge. The fabric is super lightweight. They are designed to wick away moisture, and the secure storage means that you can keep things close without feeling that bounce. So whether you're looking for shorts for the summer for, any sort of athletic training or just to wear around the summer when it gets really hot and you're running errands, Lululemon is a brand that you can trust. The sweat wicking material, like that is real. Crotch sweat, swamp ass, excuse my language, is a real thing that millions of Americans deal with. And Lululemon is tackling that one short at a time. So get into Lululemon shorts at lululemon.com. All right, are you ready for Dear Toasters?
I am.
Dearest Jackson Turd, thank you ladies for keeping me company through quarantine, new mom life, and beyond. I need some wisdom, so I'll get straight to it. My husband and I have been happily married for 6 years, total PJOM. We just welcomed our third child at the end of last year. That being said, he has started a new habit that makes me want to murder him. For the last several months, he has decided that he wants to sleep with his hand on my ass. And by on my ass, I mean bare ass, skin to skin. As in, he puts his hand in my pajama pants. He claims he, quote, likes to feel my skin. I find this so annoying. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 very young children. My oldest is only 3, and someone is always touching me. When I get into bed at night, I want to sleep in peace. I'm so annoyed, I dream of moving to our guest room so I can sleep alone. Other than this, we have a wonderful marriage, so please help me convince him that this new habit is just annoying as fuck and unacceptable. Sincerely, a touched-out toaster.
Interesting.
I'm actually, I dealt with something similar. Ben does the most annoying thing, and I sleep on my side. So like I sleep on my left side, and my right side, my hip kind of like my bone juts out a little bit.
How?
So skinny. And Ben like loves to rub it, and it's so weird to the touch. And I beg him every night. He comes over, he's like, hip. I'm like, I literally want to punch him in the throat. So what I started to do, I would go over to him, and I think it was like, the really fleshy part of your underarm, like where like your like bat wings, I call them. I would squeeze it like really in the most annoying, hard way. And he'd be like, Al, stop. I'm like, oh, you don't like that? You don't like that. Hip. Really showing them Because to them, it's like innocuous. It's like, oh, skin to skin love. But like when someone just touches your skin in a sensitive area and in a way you don't want to, like they have to feel it in order to understand why you're not being crazy, but you're valid.
Yeah, but I feel like what her husband's doing, like it is sweet. You
No,
you
it's
don't
not.
need to pinch him in return. But could you guys find a compromise where like he wants skin to skin, like maybe hand holding or a touching of the arm?
She doesn't want to be touched. She's a mom of 3. She's touched all day. People pulling on her. Like, could she get a minute of peace even in her slumber?
Yeah.
Do it back. Do it back.
But he would
Touch
probably like
him
it.
back.
He would like it.
No, but in a way that's annoying. Of course, I wasn't caressing Ben's cheek, being like, oh, my love. I was being fucking annoying, pinching his underarm.
And he stopped?
Yep.
Okay.
Touch him back. Touch him back. You got to get a dose of your own medicine sometimes to like really see.
But it sounds like these are different medicines.
Doesn't matter.
So you're upping the dose.
And you also know when somebody rubs like a lightly like caresses over the same patch of skin
Oh,
multiple times, it becomes so irritating you can commit genocide.
I'm
like,
someone who's like anti-touch, so I know what you're describing, and I know that it's not pleasant.
yeah.
But I also, intention versus impact. And you don't want to hurt his feelings.
That's why telling him is not enough. You need to let him see firsthand
Yeah.
why it's infuriating.
Yeah, no, I could jump out of my skin at the idea of someone like continuing to rub the same area.
No, it starts to feel like it's on fire.
I can't. I'm triggered. Now I'm triggered.
So you touch him back. That's my advice. Next up.
Good luck.
Dear Jackson Claude, I have a conundrum. I work a job in a manufacturing environment with pretty strict no work from home policy. I have a rhinoplasty scheduled in November and I'm busy saving up sick days to cover the time. The doctor says, though, it'll take about 2 weeks before I can go without bandages, and I won't be able to take that much time off. Do I just own it and admit that I'm getting a nose job? Do I pass it off as like fixing a breathing problem? Do I say nothing? The people I work with are very nosy and very judgy, and essentially all men. I don't want to face the judgment in a professional setting when it's my face and my time off to use. Help. Thanks a million.
That's really hard. If it's all men and they're judgy, like I typically with me, like honesty is the best policy. Like you're getting a nose job, that's so exciting. I would kind of just lead with it and be like,
agree.
hell yeah, and take as many sick days as you can. But eventually, like you have to come in with bandages. So I would own it, but not if they're going to torture you.
Yeah.
You could say you were injured.
Yeah. I also think, like, I don't think there's any shame in plastic surgery. So I'm
No.
like, yeah, own it. Who cares?
But if it's going to cause you like
Strife.
annoyance and grief, like it's just not worth it.
I
Like
know.
these are your coworkers. Like it doesn't matter if you're honest with them about your plastic surgery or
That's
not.
so true. Like, you can say, like, over the weekend, like, I ran into a wall or something.
Yeah.
Like a screen door.
I was just getting over being sick, but I was like a little foggy, had some NyQuil.
But, like, will they notice they're men, like, when you take off your bandage that your nose is different?
No,
They won't?
no.
I guess
don't think
it's
so.
really, we need more, intel on how drastic. Are you just, like, getting a little bump fixed, or do you have, like, a crater and you're getting it, like, completely?
Well, you bump, like maybe like when you hit your nose on the wall, like it just kind of corrected itself.
Yeah.
Men like would believe stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if they'd necessarily believe that your nose looks different, depending on how drastic the surgery is.
Yeah. I think you could tell a little lie.
You can, but I also think there's no shame in owning it. Like, I think these are two good options. Like, own it, like literally who cares, or lie. Like,
But
you don't owe your
whatever's
coworkers full transparency.
Whatever's going to make your life easier.
Yeah, whatever's gonna make your life easier. Go with that one. But
Yeah.
they're both good options.
Yeah, and you'll be okay regardless. Like, it's just annoying.
It is annoying, but two good options. Choose whichever one you think will make your life easier.
Yeah, but don't like feel bad about lying. Like, it's time people lie about like sick days all the time. Like, oh, I'm sick. They're
First
at
of all,
Six Flags.
It's whatever goes on in the surgery room is between you and your medical care provider. Like, you're entitled to medical privacy. You don't owe anyone like full transparency on your plastic surgery.
No, but she comes in with a bandage. Like,
No,
of
like
course
you're gonna
people
get
ask
questions. You're gonna get questions. So we need to navigate that.
Yeah,
So I'm saying it's okay to lie was my point. Like
I
about
agree.
a surgery.
I agree.
Best of luck, and I can't wait to see your results. I'm so excited for you. That's so exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah, I don't need a nose job, but like if I did, I would get one. Like I think it's probably so exciting.
Yeah.
Like like you literally have a new face.
Also scary.
Yeah, potentially scary, but like for the most part, fine.
Yeah, just like new ice at Starbucks. Like, it's exciting.
It's exciting. It's change.
Even
you
if
know?
it melts faster, like, it's exciting.
The world is changing. We got to get on.
You got to change with it.
Yeah. All right, our third and final Dear Toasters. Dear Jackson Claude. Nope, that's the one I just read. Oh, Dear Jackson Claude. How you doing?
Different.
She obviously lives from the South. My boyfriend and I currently live separately in a small Midwestern town. He pays $450 in rent, but But I pay about triple that because she lives in like the city and he's, We're planning on moving in together soon, and I'm trying to mastermind how to divvy up the new rent fairly. It's about $2,200. Obviously, it's going to be a huge rent increase for him to split 50-50. I have a higher income than he does, and I work from home, so I understand that I should probably pay a little bit more. He could live in a tent if he had to, and is hopefully saving up for a ring. How do I go about splitting our new rent? What seems the most fair? And most importantly, am I a naggy bitch girlfriend by asking him to pay more just because I wanted a nice place? Love, a marketing turned finance girl. Okay, she works in finance. So right now he pays $450 and she says she pays about triple, let's say $1,200. Mm-hmm. So even if they both just continued paying their rent, it wouldn't add up.
Well, how much is the new rent?
$2,200. So if she paid $1,200 and he paid $450, that's $1,650. They still have about $600 unaccounted for. I think they just split the difference. They each pay $300 more.
Oh, that's a good solution.
Even though that is like his rent,
so much more than him,
and that also is like almost double his rent if he's paying $300 more.
That's true.
It's like unfair on both sides.
Yeah, but is his rent low because like he's been living alone and he lives, off in an area that's
in the beaten path,
less populated, and like he just has a low rent, or like can he not afford to pay more than that?
Yeah, if he just is like living,
and also if he can't really do more than $450, like maybe I shouldn't be living in an apartment that's that expensive.
Unless you're totally fine, but she wants what she wants. So if you're totally fine paying that, then you have to pay for it.
If she pays like the pretty much $1,800 and he pays $400,
I mean that's crazy.
Yeah, that's really.
I think I would even be saying that if it was like a man and a woman. Like that's crazy. No, because at that point it's like, well, why is the woman paying any rent?
Right.
Right. No. It also depends, like, what is your philosophy? Like, are you a traditional girl?
Will this bother you in your relationship?
Right.
Like, every time you get into a fight, are you going to bring this up?
Right. Because that's not fair.
In which case, like, you guys need to get into a smaller apartment.
Yeah.
Or
lower
a different
budget.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm sure you could swing it, and even if you would be like, and if this is where you want to live, then you'll find a way to make it work. But I just feel like it's always going to be like the undercurrent in your relationship. Like, you pay, I don't know, an eighth of the rent?
No, I mean, if they split the difference, she'd be paying $1,000 more than him in a $2,200 apartment. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But, like, what are your philosophies? Like, will this bother you? Are you traditional? Like, all that stuff. Or you don't care. If you don't care, then get yourself the apartment. She also shouldn't have to sacrifice how she wants to live because her boyfriend doesn't want to pay more rent.
Yeah.
So I think we could do a few things. Split the difference. So basically like $750 and $1,550. Go to a smaller place or a lesser neighborhood, just something cheaper. I think those are your options.
Yeah.
But it's possible that he won't even want to split the difference because that really is like doubling his rent.
I know, but like he's getting a new place. Like,
right. And I'm sure he maybe has roommates now. Like you
can't expect that like you're going to move to a nicer apartment that your rent's not going to change.
Yeah. I think splitting the difference is okay if you're okay with it and it won't bother you.
But you really need to like ask yourself, are you okay with it? Is it always going to bother you?
Yeah.
And like really with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because either like then you'll find a different place, or like maybe he could pay more. And also you need to know, like, is he just doesn't want to pay more, like doesn't believe in spending that much on rent, or
can't afford it. Which is a whole different host of like you'll act differently based on all those answers.
Right.
So Godspeed to you. Finances are tough, but you're also a finance girly, so I think you can make a spreadsheet,
That's so true.
Just come at him with an Excel spreadsheet and he'll be so confused that you'll just win.
Yeah, but what does she want? Like, what is she winning?
The nice apartment. Like, she wants it. She's like, she has a certain standard of living.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't have to change that.
Okay.
So those were Dear Toasters. Again, if you ever want to write in, it's deartoasters@gmail.com. We will, of course, keep all your shit anonymous. Don't worry about that. And, we're smart girls, so hit us up for advice. And if you've written in recently and we've given you some advice, whether you took it or not, we want to know.
We do.
So write us an update, and hopefully we'll get one next week. That's our show. That's our week. Hope everybody had an amazing time with us this week. I know I did.
I did too. Like I said, this week just flew by.
And we'll see you on Monday. Next week is a holiday weekend. It's the beginning of summer, you guys. So we have shows Monday through Thursday next week, but then it's Memorial Day weekend, so we are gone Friday and Monday. You know us, we love a bank holiday. So I hope everyone had a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the Toast and Lena Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So it's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where you listen to podcasts. Find us, the Toast, leave a 5-star review about a beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are. Hope you guys have an amazing day.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.